What's up, guys? Jump the gun by 20 seconds. Shoot me. It looks like the chat is going pretty slow coming into StreamYard, so I'm gonna try to respond as best I can. I've got the YouTube chat up here, so I see Chase Ward, I see CBMF Productions. I'm typing right now. What's up, guys? So this is the first time I'm trying this. I'm a little worried about it because it already. I'm live and I only have two people here, so Patreon's not the best about delivering notifications and stuff like that. So we're gonna try it out. We'll hang out for an hour. If it's just us three hanging out, then it's just us three. If we get more eyes in here, then we do. But hopefully it goes pretty well. But it's just something I wanted to do for you guys. I don't really get to do a whole lot live, exclusively for you guys. So just giving it a shot. If it goes well, I'll try to do more, maybe one a month. If it bombs miserably, I might try to come up with a different idea. But yeah, I figure we'll just hang out and bullshit for a little while. You guys can ask whatever questions you want. We can talk about whatever you want. Thank you as always. Got to start off saying that for your guys' continued support. I can't, I say it all the time, but I can't put into words how important your guys' support is for keeping the channel going. So thank you as always. I don't see any activity in the chat. So I have been streaming on Twitch. If any of you guys are Twitch fans, I put links on social media and stuff like that, but go search for Cody Leach YT in all caps for Cody Leach YouTube, and you'll find my channel over there on Twitch. I've been streaming. I think I've streamed about 5 or 6 times so far. I'm trying to get a streak going so I can get, partnership with Twitch and start doing well over there and everything like that. But I was just streaming Miles Morales Spider-Man. I've been doing that one. Beat the game earlier this morning, so I've been doing some platinum hunting, some trophy hunting and everything. So if you guys like video game content, I don't think I'm going to put it on YouTube. I think I'm going to stay over there on Twitch for that. We got a couple. Chase Ward, did you ever get your turn back on the PS5? Nope, I did not get to play it all last night. She played it, and I literally sat here in this chair and just kind of I noodled around on the computer for a minute, and then I would just kind of stare at her, and then I would turn back, and that went on for 2 hours. And then I grabbed my phone and I went downstairs and just kind of laid down on the couch and started watching some TV. Within 10 minutes, she comes down. She's like, "How do you turn this off?" I'm like, "Now you're done." She's like, "I don't want to be up there alone." I'm like, "Oh my God, fucking women." Let's see. Chucky looking nice and creepy right there. Yeah, I thought that was a cool spot to put him. I have him over here on top of this good guy doll, and I had it to where I turned it towards the camera, but he's so in the middle of the background, you can't really tell if he's doing anything. I thought he looked cool, just kind of lurking over here in the shadows with his Heisenberg hat. CBMF, have you ever met any of your Autopsy stream buddies in real life? Unfortunately, no. Hopefully that changes at some point. It sucks because we're all in very different parts of the country and in the world, if you consider Brian. CP's up in New York, Lindsay's even more north up in Canada, and Brian's way the fuck around the globe over in a complete other country. So it's hopefully one day we'll get something, especially after this COVID shit's over with, try to get something together where hopefully most, if not all of us, can get together. The only person from YouTube that I've ever met in real life was Drum Dums, unfortunately, which was awesome at the time, but was a story that did not age well. What's up, Jason? But yeah, we at one point we're going to talk about trying to do Spooky Empire back when we were doing Scream Stream, all of us trying to get there with that, but then the year 2019 happened. So I don't know. Me and CP would probably have the easiest time of meeting up. Lindsay's obviously very busy with her kids. I don't know how often she gets to travel, and Brian I don't know as well, because he has his wife and his kids to take care of, and that would be a much larger, much more expensive trip. But I really hope that someday we can all get together, because love those guys and gal. How do you remember everything you want to share during a review? I feel like that's a ton of stuff, and I'd be all over the place with my thoughts. I mean, whatever works for different people works for different people. I know some people that take notes, like bullet points. I know some people that script out their entire video beforehand, then just read off a teleprompter, basically. And then you have me that just, I'm able to walk in, turn the camera on, and just go to town off the top of my head. it's just me. I don't know. I'm easily able to turn on the camera, get my thoughts out, get into a rhythm. I kind of let my personality take the wheel. It's just easy for me, but I know other people that if I told them to just turn on the camera and go, they would, like you said, would go all over the place and be panicking. So everybody's got their own ways. The only things that I ever, not even really script out, the only thing I ever write small notes for is if I'm doing an entire franchise, like with Dexter. I've watched 7 seasons of Dexter thus far, so I needed to write some bullet point notes so that I'm not reviewing season 2 and bringing up shit that was in season 5, or by the time I get to the season 6 review, I forgot what had happened. So sometimes I'll write bullet point notes for that, but that's really just to reference before I go in and start recording. I don't keep looking at my phone. I'm just like, okay, I need to hit the, okay, got it. So that's just a skill that I have, I guess. Jason, hey, Cody, have you caught wind of the group I put together, the Stream Demons? Is that your kind of your streaming group? I think I had seen you post a couple of times about it. I want to say everybody was dressed up or in makeup or something like that, if I remember correctly. But yeah, man, good job. It's always fun to kind of go your own way and do your own little group and take inspiration here and there and figure out how you want to do things differently. It's half the fun of YouTube. Oh man, 5 watching. So we've got 100 people in Patreon that either don't know about the stream or haven't showed up yet, but gotta love those notifications. CBMF Productions, have you caught up on Better Call Saul? Here. It looks like it's catching up now, so I'll be able to put these visually on here. Have you caught up on Better Call Saul yet and are excited for the final season? And will you review each of the seasons individually like Breaking Bad? I would love to see that because I love Better Call Saul. All right. First question. Have I caught up? Yes. Whenever the previous season dropped online, I watched, what are there, 5 seasons? So I watched season 4 and then downloaded and then bought season 5 on Amazon and watched through season 5. So I am all the way caught up. Very excited for the final season because season 4 and 5 just were awesome and set up a pretty badass direction for things to go. Will I review the seasons individually? Probably not. I like Better Call Saul. I'm not as much of a fanatic of it as a lot of people. It's nowhere near in my heart like Breaking Bad is, or even like Dexter and some of those other shows that I was just really excited to do a review series for. I enjoy it, but I might review the final season or do like a, overall show review or something like that. But I don't think I'm going to go back and review each individual season. I just don't have the time or the interest to go back and rewatch everything with that show, but it is a damn good show. Chase Ward, my uncle tells me to start a review channel because I get so passionate talking about some movies, LOL, but I have severe anxiety, so I doubt I ever will. Maybe. It's not for everybody, man. I mean, I would encourage you to give it a shot and maybe overcome that. But some people just aren't built for it. Either the putting your voice and your face out there in the public, or dealing with, the bullshit trolls in the comment section. Some people can't handle it. So, I mean, there's no shame in it. Jason Nike, when I review, I use a whiteboard and just write bullet points. Yep. See, everybody's got their own method. Season 7, how you feel about Serco? Thought he was a cool villain, but thought they offed him abruptly. I love Serco. I think he's a badass character. I'm only like 4 or 5 episodes into season 7, so I don't remember how abruptly it is. I don't remember how he dies, but yeah, I thought he was a great villain, and then he kind of becomes friendly and everything. So his character and the usage of him in season 7, I like quite a bit. He's one of my favorite parts of that season. I'm a defender of season 7. For as much shit as I'll give season 8 and season 6, I think season 7 was a lot better than both of those. But yes, if I might do a villain ranking once I'm done with the Dexter seasons, and he'll be pretty high on that ranking. Route Terror, have you ever seen Monster House? If so, what do you think? It's a kid-like horror movie, but it's got some dark moments in it. I've never seen it, so I can't even comment on what I like or what's cool about it. I've seen the movie. I want to say my brothers and sisters had it back in the day, but I never had the pleasure of watching it. I'm sure maybe at some point I'll watch it with Riley or something. But yeah, no comment on that at the time. Jessica Torado, speaking of time, how do you find the time to run your channel and balance family time? Do you ever sleep? Sure as hell doesn't feel like it. It's hard. It's hard. I'm not going to lie, especially now that I'm trying to branch out. We got the podcast side of things going. I'm going to try to promote that as much as possible. I'm trying to do Twitch as well. My weekly routine tends to be going to work, which I wake up at 4:15 in the morning. Ugh, I'm going to throw up just saying that. I typically get home between 4 and 4:30. I usually take a little while to relax. Holly and Riley are only home on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the weekends. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I try to do as much as I can as far as recording and editing. So I'll come home. Holly and Riley won't get home until a little after 8. So that usually gives me about 3 hours to either relax or play a game or record or work on something or do absolutely nothing or cook dinner. So the days that I have time, I'll record 2 or 3 videos at a time. Then throughout the week, I'll chop away at it or edit a video, put it out. And then the next day, edit another one. The weekends are a little spotty. Sometimes I have time, sometimes I don't. And Fridays, here recently over the past couple of months, I have not been working overtime on Fridays. Friday's optional in the company that I work at. So I used to work there and just pick up extra money and come home and then do some work. But here lately, I've been making just as much doing live streams and things of that nature, sitting at home. So I would rather sit at home and work on YouTube than go to work. So Friday, I have the entire day if I want to do things. The 31 on 31 that we just did, I recorded the entire thing on Friday before that Saturday. So yeah, so I recorded and edited everything Friday and Saturday morning. And then it's just, as far as keeping up with the comments and everything, is just kind of sporadic throughout the day. It's taxing. I won't lie. It's fun if you're passionate about it, if you're enjoying it, it's easy to get through. But there's times when there's been times in the past, not so much this year, but there's been times in the past where you'll see me kind of disappear from YouTube for about 3 weeks or so, just because I need to get away from it all. It kills me because then you don't see it, but I'll see my revenue will go way down and then I have to build that back up. But sometimes mental health just takes over and I'm like, okay, I don't want to talk about movies for a while. I don't want to deal with comments. I don't want to be asked about what's going on with Drum Dums. I don't want to be told that my opinion sucks. I just need to get away. So, yeah, I haven't needed that in a while. So I think I'm building up a pretty good callus to it. But yes, it is quite literally a part-time job. Full-time if you go way balls deep into it. Waluigi, I've been on YouTube for 3 years and I have 54 subs. What could I be doing wrong? Well, I don't know what type of content you make. So I really don't know. Elaborate on that. Tell me what kind of content you make, how often you upload and all that stuff. And then I will answer this question again once you elaborate. Maddie Fresh, evening Cody, are you planning on doing a PlayStation console ranking? That's an interesting idea. I don't know if I would do that or not. I've loved all the consoles. I don't know if I could rank them. I did want to do top 10 games from the last generation, but I kind of just wrapped it into our last dead air because I ran out of time. I will be doing more video game type content, though. Like I go through little spurts where I'll do a couple rankings or reviews, and then I'll go away for a couple months, and you're only hearing about movies, and then I'll come back. And so, yeah, that's an interesting idea. Maybe like top 5 consoles of all time would be cool. Something along those lines. That's a good idea. I'll keep that in the back of the old nugget. Villain ranking would be damn cool. Yeah, that's my plan. So I'll get through the seasons. Me and Lindsay will probably do a stream kind of discussing the whole series. And then I'll do a ranking of the seasons and I'll do a ranking of the villains. And then whenever we have this new reboot series coming out next year, we'll probably revisit it and do some even more. CBMF, just want to say thank you, Cody, for introducing me to Rudderless, Frailty, and Dexter. You got damn good taste. Those are awesome things to take away. So, yes, Rudderless, man, I cannot put into words how incredible that movie is, and it kills me. Every time I think about it, I'm like, man, nobody's seen this movie. I could probably, thousands of people probably have seen that movie when it should be on everybody's watch list. Frailty is another one that's just so underrated. And then Dexter, yeah, it's not a perfect show, but there's the good far outweighs the bad. So I'm glad you enjoyed them. Jason, I find it difficult balancing family life and YouTube with 3 kids. I have over 200 subs, so I am happy. I mean, it's a slow start, man. And when you're first starting out too, it feels much more taxing than it does when you kind of get into a rhythm because you're learning everything. Everything takes so much longer. Everything's way more wearing on your head about trying to think of things, where when you get to, doing it for 3-4 years, a lot of it's mechanic. You come up with ideas, you get them done, you have everything streamlined as far as your editing software. I mean, if I wanted to do a review right now on any given movie, I could literally shoot it and edit it and get it out to you guys within an hour and a half, where it used to take me upwards of 8 hours to get a video done. So it depends on technology too. I mean, now I'm working on a MacBook and the shit's like a fucking jet engine. It just goes so fast. Whereas the Toshiba bullshit laptop that I started off on was like trying to edit a video on a fucking calculator. Route Terror. Who would win between Pennywise and the Creeper? 2 creatures that feed off of fear. Pennywise is a bit more supernatural, so I feel like he could get the upper hand on the Creeper. The only way you can defeat Pennywise is by apparently yelling at it and calling it a clown. By taking the fear away. Whereas the Creeper, they haven't revealed yet how you kill that thing. So Pennywise, they might battle for eternity. Who knows? But I feel like Pennywise would probably be able to defeat the Creeper because the Creeper doesn't talk that they've shown. So I don't think he would. I don't know. It'd be a weird fight. We'll just say that. Waluigi, I make plush skits using characters like in my profile picture. Also, I try to upload once a week, but it can be sporadic at times. Might just not be a market for it, man. I don't know. When you're doing a YouTube channel, I can really only tell you how you can succeed doing what I do. But uploading regularly definitely helps. Having quality content, not to say that yours isn't, but that is absolutely a must. Marketing yourself, getting things going is a must. Tagging your video all to hell with any possible thing that people might search for to get your video is important. So yeah, it's it's a struggle. Not everybody succeeds. Sometimes it's just luck. Sometimes it's just, one person succeeds because they might have a personality that latches more to people. And I don't know. There's a million things that you can succeed and fail at. Ooh, I skipped one. Jessica, yes, thanks to your channel, we have watched Frailty, The Gift, and Black Christmas 74. Another awesome list. So The Gift, I'm assuming that's the one with Jason Bateman. That's an awesome movie that doesn't get talked about. And Black Christmas 74, yeah, that's definitely one of the more underrated old school slashers. Everybody always gives the credit to Halloween, but Black Christmas did it first. So I'm glad you enjoyed those. Wisdom, did you ever watch Tales from the Hood? Just rewatched it again and always thought it was a super solid effort from Spike Lee and team. Nope, never seen it. I don't know why. It's one of those movies that I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet. I think that's a horror anthology one too, right? There's a lot of horror anthologies that I have not given a chance to yet. Ooh, Jason Nike. I get consistent views, but the subs seem to be hard to get. Puzzles me. It's better than the other way around. Let's put it that way. You'd rather have consistent views and subs trickling in versus having consistent subs and views don't really change with it. A lot of the biggest mistakes that I see people make in our space that's talking about movies is they do shit that gets subs and views really quickly, like trailer reactions. They react to fucking everything. And they're like, hey, I got 10 subs. I got 50 subs. I got 100 subs. And then their view count for every video that they do just stays the same. And I'm like, yeah, well, everybody's subbing to your channel, but they're not coming back. That's pointless. You might as well not even have those numbers. So that was one of the reasons why I stopped doing trailer reactions, except for very special occasions, is because I was noticing that. I was doing a lot of trailer reactions because it was like the thing to do to boost your channel back when I started. And I would notice that my sub count would climb, but my views on my reviews and everything like that would never get any better. So I just kind of stopped. I had to kind of retrain my channel to not work that way. CBMF, what are your thoughts on Wonder Woman 84 doing a hybrid release of theaters and HBO Max? I'm pissed because I ranked all the Marvel and DC films, and now it's going to be outdated by Christmas. Oh, the humanity. I mean, it's unprecedented. It's unprecedented that a movie that was probably $1 billion movie is just going to be released to HBO Max. I don't know what the ramifications of that's going to be. The theater world's going to change one way or the other with this COVID thing. By the time we all get back to being able to go to the theaters, I don't know what the industry is going to be like anymore. I think at this point that you're probably going to be seeing more of that, especially depending on how this succeeds or fails. It's at a point where studios are just going to have to look at their movies and say, look, we're going to have to cut our losses and release this, because they pay. A lot of people don't understand that whenever studios make movies, they get a loan for those millions of dollars that they put into that movie. They don't just have a bank vault that they pull out 50 million and go make a movie and then they get their money back. No, they have a loan that accrues interest. So you get a movie like Wonder Woman 84 that's just going to sit on the shelf for a year and a half, and all the while the money that they took out is sitting there trickling interest that they don't have any money to pay it back with. So the more you wait, the less money you're going to make anyway. So a lot of these movies, like I don't understand at all why some movies like Halloween Kills and Spiral and some of these smaller movies, even Candyman, I just named all horror movies, but these lower budget movies that could succeed very well on VOD just hauled ass and just said, no, we'll see you in a year. Spiral especially, that would be a perfect one to throw out to the paid, like The Hunt did, like, you know, pay $20, $25 and you get Spiral. I feel like a lot of people would be willing to do that for a movie like that. But yeah, I'm excited that I'm the type of guy that I've been going to the theaters a couple of times. I've been like 3 times during the pandemic. So, I mean, I go safely, obviously, but that's just everybody's personal choice. You don't feel comfortable going, it's nice that you have the option to go to HBO Max and watch it. And it's not going to be any extra money. You just have to have an HBO Max subscription, which is like what, $10 a month, something like that. So yeah, it's a big move. We'll see how it works out. Matty Fresh, what are your thoughts on pro wrestlers in movie roles? Who is more memorable, The Rock or Hulk Hogan? I mean, I didn't watch a whole lot of movies that Hulk Hogan was in back in the 90s. So, I mean, The Rock is by far the biggest success. I mean, he's the only one that has fully transitioned into movie star, and he's the biggest movie star right now. My thoughts on pro wrestlers in movie roles, there have not been very many of them that have transitioned very well. I don't think John Cena is a very good actor. He can kind of be funny, but I don't get... we'll see how the Suicide Squad works out, but I don't think he's as good as the roles that he's been getting. Stone Cold Steve Austin was cool here and there. Like, he was in Nash Bridges for a while, for those that remember that show. He's done a couple of movies. The Rock by far is the best one, though, as far as genuine acting talent and just movie star presence. And, you know, just throwing a wrestler in there for the hell of it. If it's a role that fits them, then fine. But I'm not a fan of just, hey, you're famous, here's a movie. Did you get a chance to check out Freaky? Got to see it in theaters last week. Had a solid time. I did not. I have not had the time to go to the theaters here recently. I really haven't, with the move and with me just trying to ramp everything up social media wise, and work just draining the life out of me. But I was pretty disappointed that there wasn't a VOD option for that one, because that's another one where I feel like easily that was a perfect thing to just put onto VOD. I tried to get screeners for it, could not get anybody to answer my emails. So yeah, I wanted to check that one out. I thought it looked really good. I've heard nothing but positive things, but I just haven't had a chance yet. Route Terror, my content consists of scary stories, short, campy horror film scenes, duct tape related challenges with my family and wife, and the duct tape ones get viewed the most for some reason. Interesting. Chase, have you gotten the 100-time combo trophy in Miles Morales? I've been trying damn hard to get it and can't seem to. I got the 98 once and then failed the dodge a gunshot. Oh my God, I'd throw my fucking controller. No. I actually just today, just a couple hours ago, started looking at all the trophies that I have left and said, oh, fuck, I got to do a 100-hit combo. Oh, fuck, I got to beat the game again on New Game Plus. Oh, fuck, I got to do this. Yeah, that was probably the one that I'm going to get last. Typically I'm not a guy that likes to look up solutions. I like to beat the game on my own. Once I beat it, though, to get trophies, it's fair game. I go online and find up solutions. So I'm going to look online. There's probably an easy way or a level that's really good at being able to get a 100-hit combo. I'm usually pretty good at stuff like that. Like the Arkham games, I've gotten those trophies. It's just a matter of not really having fun with what you're doing. Just like punching a couple of people, looking for those Spidey sense things, dodge. Punch a couple people, dodge. Punch a couple people, dodge. Don't use any giant moves that are going to kill a bunch of people. You want to keep as many people around. So I don't know. It's going to be a pain in the ass, but I'm sure I'm going to get it. Jake Slider, what's up, Cody? Have you ever seen Wes Craven's Shocker from '89? Saw it when I was like 8, have loved it ever since. I have not. Somebody sent it to me in a fan mail video like a year ago. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but it's back there somewhere. I never knew movies did loans. I'm not shocked now, but I thought it was done differently. Yeah, I mean, there's some studios that might be able to do it themselves, but yeah, studios don't just have $200 million sitting around when they want to make an Avengers film. They have to get a loan for that. 073, seeing as everyone needs time away, why not record a few, say, top 10 videos and bank them so you can air them while away? Yeah, I mean, I've done that before. Trust me. It's easier said than done because of the time that it takes for me to, work everything out and go spend time with my family, do all this stuff. Sometimes it's easier said than done than to just crank through 3 videos and set them on the hard drive. But yeah, if I do need to take some time away, that would absolutely be the plan. It's just to do a couple of videos and save them for a rainy day. Jason, have you seen The Furies? I felt that was a good slasher. I have not. I have not seen The Furies. I'm not even sure what it is, to be honest. For The Rock, though, it's his personality that comes through as just a natural, likable person. Absolutely true. Sometimes that's all you need is a lot of personality. The acting will come with time. Route Terror, what's your thoughts on cryptozoology? Are you interested in creatures like the Bigfoot, the Jersey Devil, Skinwalkers, the Mothman, or the Loch Ness Monster? Not really, I guess. I don't know. There's something interesting about these little myths around the country, around the world, of these different little creatures that people swear are there, but we have no evidence of. And I don't know. It's fun to talk about, I guess, but no, it's not something that I go off on my own time and research, I guess. Freaky's coming to VOD on November 30th. Well, thank you for letting me know. You'll have my review after that then. CBMF, have you seen any of the Silent Night, Deadly Night sequels? They are some of the weirdest sequels I've seen from a franchise, but part 2 is hilarious and a must-watch every Christmas. Garbage Day. No, I've never seen them. The first one's okay. I'm not even a huge fan of the first one. It's an interesting little holiday slasher, but I know the second one is like, isn't like half the movie just a recap of the first film or something weird like that. But no, I don't know. Like, I'm a horror fan, but I really don't enjoy digging into like these grindhouse, bargain bin, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Sleepaway Camp 5 and weird shit like that. Or even the like the Slumber Party Massacre movies. There's like 5 of those or some shit. I don't know. I love slashers just as much as the next guy, but it's really hard for me to go back and watch those old, shitty, really bad movies and just enjoy myself. I guess I'm not that big of a horror fan. Waluigi, did you play Super Mario Odyssey on Switch? If you did you like it? And if you didn't, it comes highly recommended. In fact, I think it's the 4th best video game ever made. Wow. Yes, I did play it. Yes, I did beat it. And it would be absolutely nowhere near my best video games ever made list. It was a good game. It was fun for what it is. My big issue with Nintendo franchises is that they seem to just stick to what works, which on one end, I mean, they've been successful thus far, so who the fuck am I to tell them that they're doing it wrong? But I feel like every Mario game kind of has the same shtick to it. You just have something new. Now you get to throw a hat. And it's just like the Mario Party games, the Mario Kart games, they're so redundant for me. So when I played Super Mario Odyssey, I liked it, but I was just like, it's another Mario game. It's another Mario game. So I'm just not as big of a fan. I love my Switch. I love some Mario or some Nintendo properties, but yeah, there's been a long time since one of the Mario games have blown me away. Jason Nike, what camera do you use for your videos? Just a simple Canon camcorder that was like $100-something bucks. I've used the same one for 4 years. A lot of people use DSLRs and they put a lot of money into that. Maybe one day I'll upgrade. I've just never seen the need to because I get really good quality off of this camera. It's sitting, well, it's out of view, but it's right there. I had my lights and everything out because I was doing a video yesterday. But yeah, just a regular camcorder for me. Matty Fresh, I'm excited for the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, and I'm hoping that they aren't overloading the cast with reshoots by adding Jared Leto as the Joker with a new look and Deathstroke coming back. Well, it's going to be, what, a 4-hour series, 4.5-hour series now? It's going to be like 4 episodes. So they have a lot of extra time to be able to throw in cameos or little nuggets of these characters and not really distract from the movie itself. So I don't know what Joker's role is going to be. I don't know what Deathstroke's role is going to be. I don't know if there's plans, like if they're telling. I have a suspicion that they're telling Zack Snyder, like, look, if this fucking knocks it out of the park and this is blowing people's minds and everybody's excited again, we're going to write you a blank check and you can do whatever the fuck you want with the next movie. You can do a Deathstroke and Batman. And you got Ben Affleck back where he's doing the Flash and everything. Like, I just have a sneaking suspicion that all of these guys that were involved with Justice League being able to go back and make the movie that they signed on for has kind of reinvigorated some of their interest in doing further stuff. So as long as this doesn't bomb miserably, I have a sneaking suspicion that Jared Leto and Deathstroke and Batman and all those, there's some plans for other things. I have an undying love for shitty B movies. I do with some, but you see some people, I'm not going to name any names, that will review or watch any old school bargain bin, fucking, Crazy Person Part 7. And because people are like, oh, it's cool, you need to watch it, it'll get at least a 3 out of 5. I'm like, oh yeah, that was cool, And it's like, no, you can watch some of these movies and be like, this is fucking miserable. This is an absolute piece of shit. Why am I talking about it? But yeah, I don't know. There's just some franchises are just hard. I love the first Sleepaway Camp. That's an example of a shitty B movie that I love. It's unabashedly a shitty B movie, but it's great. I watched Sleepaway Camp 2 and most of 3, and I'm like, ugh, this is not what I want to watch. And then I didn't even bother with, what is it, like Return to Sleepaway Camp? No. Matty Fresh, my wife picked up Hyrule Warriors Calamity Ganon. Do you plan on playing that? I don't even know what that is. Is it actually a Zelda game, or is it like a fighting game in the Zelda world? I couldn't really get an answer on that from the trailers and the advertisement. I've never really played any Zelda games, but I loved Breath of the Wild. Me and my wife were fanatics of that game. So if it's more of that game, I'll check it out. If it's just like a Street Fighter with Zelda characters, then I don't really have any interest. Yeah, I love 80s horror, but Sleepaway Camp, The Prowler, and My Bloody Valentine can be tough to get through. The Prowler is one that everybody talked up. Everybody's like, oh my God, one of some Tom Savini's best work. It's so awesome. It's so underrated. It took me 6 viewings to get through that movie because it was so fucking boring that no matter what time of day I popped it in, it would put me to sleep. I literally watched the first 15 minutes of that movie like 6 times. I got that part of the movie memorized. But yeah, I did not like that movie at all. I was like, okay, there's a couple cool kills. That's not enough. That is not enough. That's what drives me nuts. Again, taste. Everybody's got their own taste. Everything's subjective, but it drives me nuts that there's a very loud portion of the horror community that as long as you throw in a couple of good kills, they're satisfied. Everything's good. You could shit the bed with the story. You can make it boring as fuck. You can have horrible characters, terrible production value. But if you put a couple good kills in there, that makes that spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. No, not for me. Not for me. I need more. I need more than that. Jake, did you get a chance to check out In Search of Darkness? Badass documentary. I checked out the first part. I did not check out the second part yet. I promoted it and sold quite a few of them, but I did not get a chance to check it out. I didn't order one myself because I kind of got frustrated that I ordered the first one. It took forever to get here. And then right after I got it, they put it on Shudder. And I'm already a Shudder member. So I was like, well, fuck it. I'll just wait for part 2 to go on Shudder. But I did really enjoy the first one. I was genuine when I was promoting the second one, saying the first one's pretty badass. Second one should be a lot of fun. But I just didn't feel the need to buy it, to own it, because I'm a watch once and that's it kind of person as far as documentaries. So I'll just wait for it to be on Shudder or wherever they disperse it digitally. Never thought of using the camcorder. I might look into that. Yeah, man. Works for me. CBMF, do you think because of the year and a half gap in between Far From Home and WandaVision, do you think the MCU fatigue that most people have because of Endgame will wear off when WandaVision drops? Nope. I think you're always going to have people that are going to be excited about Marvel stuff and they're going to like some of it, and we'll see what the quality of these shows are going to be. But I really do feel like Endgame was such a culmination of so many years that it's going to be a while before they get, that level of excitement out of the collective world again. Spider-Man's an easy win because everybody loves Spider-Man. But as far as all their other characters, like, was it Shang-Chi and the Eternals and all this other stuff? I mean, Marvel's not the person to doubt when it comes to quality, but I just don't think they're going to have as easy of a time after Endgame as they think they're going to have. But then again, I might be surprised. A lot of them are awful, like the first 3 Puppet Masters. I love, but the other 78 are terrible. It's another good example. I've watched the first 2 Puppet Masters. I hated both of them. I mean, they have some entertainment value in small pieces of it, but I reviewed the first one for a Patreon request. Didn't really enjoy it, but it was okay. I was like, all right, it is what it is. I watched the second one, and I was like, oh my God, they're all that way. And a lot of people were like, the second one's the best. Watch the second one. Best bad movies are movies that know they are bad and just go with it. Yes, oftentimes that is the case. What are a few horror movies that you had zero or low expectations for and were blown away by? Dr. Sleep, Curse of Chucky, and The Collector come to mind for me. Curse of Chucky. I don't remember what my expectation level was for Curse of Chucky. I remember being worried about it being straight to video, but I was pleasantly surprised. Dr. Sleep, probably for sure. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is. Mike Flanagan's a really good director. I like most of the actors that I've seen in this. The Shining's the shit, but what does a sequel to The Shining look like? And I went and saw it, and I was like, that was fucking awesome. So, yeah, Dr. Sleep is probably the big one. Top 5 video games. Oh, Metal Gear Solid, The Last of Us, Resident Evil 4. Metal Gear Solid 3. Oh, fuck. See, after there, it gets tricky. Like, Metal Gear Solid, The Last of Us, and Resident Evil 4 are easy top 3 for me. After that, I have a bunch of shit that could, like, tie for 4th. Last of Us Part 2, Resident Evil 2, the most recent God of War. That's a hard one to do off the top of my head. CBMF, what part of the movie community annoys you the most? For me, I don't like the channels that have to upload 5 videos a day on any leaked photo or detail from MCU films to Halloween Kills. Are you talking about like movie community as in like fellow YouTubers, or movie community as in like the fans and the commenters? Because there's 2 separate answers. Yes. The biggest annoyance for me in my fellow YouTube brethren is 2 things. One is people that don't learn lessons from their own data. Like, they just kind of get frustrated and just keep doing the same shit, like the definition of insanity thing, and then they get pissed about their view count or their sub count, and it's like, well, you're not learning anything. That's just a personal thing. But yes, I don't really, from a consumer standpoint, I don't enjoy channels that are just, oh shit, they leaked a photo, let me do an hour-and-a-half live stream talking about what this might mean. And that go mostly for Halloween movies in the horror community, but a lot of MCU stuff too. We got a picture of Thor. Let's look at this and analyze it and theorize. Ugh, shut up. And then as far as the community, as far as the commenters, the viewers, I have a lot of pet peeves. One of them is like, if you do a top 10, top 15 or whatever, I cannot stand questions that are like, what about this? Like, for example, I did my top 10 horror movie franchises. I got a lot of comments that was like, Halloween, question mark, Friday the 13th, question mark. And where's Friday the 13th? Where's Halloween? On somebody else's fucking list, bitch. That's where, if I say it's top 10 and they're not on there, obviously they didn't make my top 10. Why are you wasting my time with this comment? I hate that. I also hate this. I hate people. I really get frustrated by people that hold their own opinion in such a ivory tower that they think that if somebody doesn't agree, then they just move to insults. Or you get people that are just like, oh, well, you gave this movie a 3 out of 5. I think it's a 5 out of 5. I'm not watching you anymore. It's like, okay, do you only watch YouTube? Do you have your opinion fucking validated? That's retarded. I don't like that. When I watch my friends' reviews, it's not, okay, you better agree with me, bitch. You better agree with me. No, I watch people's reviews and other things because I want to see what other people got out of a film or whatever they got out of a video game or whatever. And that leads to conversation. If everybody walked out of everything and had the same thoughts, it'd be a boring fucking world. I could go on and on, but I got other questions. But that's scratching the surface of what you were asking. Steve Mills, are you going to do a review for Judgment Night? Ooh, that's a good one. I'm sure eventually I will. There's no plans for it at the moment, but I love that movie. That's an underrated one if you guys want to check out. Judgment Night with Dennis Leary, Emilio Estevez, Cuba Gooding Jr. It's a badass movie. 073, what is your opinion of the Nightmare on Elm Street doc, Never Sleep Alone? It's a good documentary. The most interesting part is the second one where they're kind of talking about how the hell this thing happened. But yeah, it's good. If you're a Nightmare fan, I'd recommend it. Top 5 video games. 5 Zelda. Oh, you're listing yours? Okay. Super Mario 3, Odyssey, Super Mario 64. Clearly, you're a Nintendo guy. I should have known from the name. Thoughts on The Crow with Brandon Lee? It's awesome. It's a really good movie. I have a Patreon request for it. I'm going to get to it at some point whenever I get into a Crow mood, because I'm probably going to have to review the franchise after that. I was going to do it on Devil's Night, but like I said, I know once I do it, I'm going to have to do the rest of the series. So I'm trying to do it. This coming year, I have franchises in my head that I want to get to. The Crow is one of them. So, yes, whenever I do that, you'll see Crow 2, 3, all of those, which will be first-time watches for me because I've only seen the first one. Never played Mortal Kombat 11, but I did see the ending for Rambo, I watched all the Rambo movies, so I felt that ending. I'm not sure. The grammar's fucking me up a little bit, buddy. I don't know what you're asking. I did see the ending for Rambo and to the character in the movies. I watched all the Rambo movies, so I felt that. Are you saying they gave an ending to the character in Mortal Kombat? Power Rangers or Ninja Turtles? Ninja Turtles for life. Not even close. Today is Richard Brooker's birthday. May he rest in peace. Happy birthday, Jason from Part 3. Woo! I got to record Never Hike Alone. I just got to record Never Hike in the Snow review, and I will be almost done with my Friday the 13th review series. Thank God I'm almost done. Yeah, that one was a workload for sure. What do you think about video game music? It's my favorite genre of music. It's pretty much all I listen to. I never listen to it, to be honest with you. So I guess I'd be in the opposite end. There's some really good scores for video games, but no, I've never listened to it on my own time if I'm not playing the game. CBMF, what are your thoughts on Die Hard with a Vengeance? Although not as good as the first film, it makes a great companion piece of the original, and that dynamic between Willis and SLJ is on point. I agree with everything that you said. It is my second favorite Die Hard film, and it is damn close to the original. If it ended a little bit better, it would probably be tied with the original. I think it's an awesome sequel. Jason Nike, I only stream about things that interest me. I just did my top 10 Rocky moments in the franchise very hard list. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, you always got to find that balance. You got to find that balance of always doing what you're interested in and what you want to do, while at the same time appeasing those that watch you. You have a lot of channels that fall into that trap where they just say, okay, this gets views. I'm just going to do this for fucking ever. And if they enjoy it, if they luck out and the thing that they're going to do forever is what they're passionate about, then I guess more power to them. But a lot of them, I suspect, are not. A lot of them, I suspect, don't enjoy it as much. They kind of get tired of doing it, but they're stuck now because you covered nothing but Halloween for the last year and a half. And now you want to talk about Rocky? Nope, not watching. That's what you're going to get from your audience. Route Tear, on the topic of opinions, a conversation with you and my wife about Chucky would be priceless. Her least favorite is the 2019 remake, and her favorite is Seed of Chucky. Where is it at? That's what I think about that. Oh, that sounds awesome. I'll have to check out that Rocky video. Yes, please do. All right, so go back to this. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, I guess, but I have a hard time understanding that one. Her least favorite is the remake, and her favorite is Seed of Chucky. Well, what the fuck kind of standards does she have when she's watching a Chucky movie then? What does she want out of that movie that she didn't get from the remake, but she got a load of in Seed of Chucky? What is her other, what does she think of Child's Play 2? That's a weird one. That's a weird one. Emma's got me all fucked up. You believe this shit? Did you read that fucking comment? What do you think about that? Exactly. All right. Did the chat die? I don't see any more comments. Oh, there's one. Wisdom. I decided to become a patron of yours when I saw your Black Christmas 2019 review. Not because I necessarily agreed 100%. The movie was hot garbage, though, but I love how you stick to your guns. Yeah, I mean, that's a thing that there must be a lot of people on YouTube that don't, because I have a lot of people that tell me that they enjoy me the most because I stick to my guns. I don't understand being a personality on YouTube if you don't stick to your guns. And again, I'm not going to name any names, but anybody that will watch something, give their opinion, and then change that opinion because of what people tell them, that's not a reviewer. That's somebody that's just wanting attention. That's somebody that just wants you to like them. Hey, did you hate the movie? Here's your review over here. Oh, did you love the movie? Click this button. You have review B over here. Choose your adventure. Which part of me do you like more? I don't care if I'm the only person on the face of the earth that likes or dislikes something. I'm going to tell you exactly what I feel about it. It's not my job to make you agree with me. It's not my job to tell you what you want to hear. When I put Cody Leach review of this, my job is simply to tell you what my review of that is. And if you don't agree with it, that's fine. There's a lot of things that I read that I don't agree with or hear that I don't agree with. But did you get something out of it? Did you understand where I come from? Did I effectively tell you why I arrived at that opinion? And do you have the interest in talking about it some more? That is my goal. Not, fuck, okay, I watched this movie. Now, what's the most people going to want me to say? Okay, let me look. Everybody loves it. Very few people dislike it. I didn't really like it, but I don't want to be a part of that crowd. I'm going to say how awesome it is. No, I don't know why the fuck people are like that. For me, Nightmare on Elm Street 1, 2, and 3, A New Nightmare, Friday the 13th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 are better than any Halloween sequel for me. I wouldn't go that far. I give Halloween a lot of shit. But, I mean, obviously we did my 31 on 31, so I don't need to say that I have Halloween movies above some of those movies you listed. You can go watch that video. But, yeah, there's some really good Halloween movies. Like, I give the series a lot of shit because it's way overrated, way overblown, and the fanatic fan voice is annoying as fuck. But did I say fan voice? Fan base or fanboys, whatever version of those words you want, pick. But yeah, I don't know. Nightmare on Elm Street 1 and 3, I would put above any Halloween movie, except for maybe the original, depending on if I'm aggravated with it or not. Friday the 13th, 4 and 6 would be very high in my list. 1, 2, and 3, there's quite a few Halloween movies that I would put above those, but that's just me personally. Chase Ward, a buddy I play video games with, told me his favorite of the Child's Play franchise is 3, A Man with Taste. Hey! I have my Child's Play 3 doll sitting right over there. I have Chucky at both corners. Yeah, I love Child's Play 3. Obviously, I've given the story 1,000 times about how important it is to me, but I just think it's a damn entertaining Child's Play movie. I think it gets unfairly shit on. So I commend that Child's Play opinion. 073, the YouTube community seems to be very, if you don't agree with me, then you're wrong, and I'm going to call you names for it. For me, I like it when someone disagrees with me. I can allow for intelligent debates. Yeah, there's a lot of that. I mean, I try to stay realistic in the fact that the people that think that way are not the majority. They're the loud part of the group, but they're not the majority. The majority are good people, interesting people, fun people to talk to. And then you get the occasional dickheads that come in. And because they're dickheads or because they have this inflammatory comment, you kind of laser focus on what they're saying. But yeah, the loud, shitty part of YouTube is definitely like that. And unfortunately, there's some creators that are like that too. There's some creators that think that their opinion is the shit. If you don't agree with them, then go fuck yourself. There is some fan film directors and people that work on things like that that feel that way. Anybody that shits on their stuff, you can pretty much go eat a dick. Anybody with that mindset is a child to me. What platformer games are your favorites? I remember you mentioning Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter. Yeah, I used to play a lot of Sonic back in the day, so I love those just for nostalgic purposes. The Jak and Daxter series is awesome. All three of those games are phenomenal. Ratchet and Clank, I actually missed all of the original games, but I played the remake that was on PS4 and loved it. So I love that game. I'm really looking forward to the Rift Apart one coming out for PS5. Other platformers, Sly Cooper's pretty good. Obviously, Mario, you got to give a wink to Mario. He's never been my favorite because I just didn't grow up with Nintendo systems. 64 was my first one, and I never got Super Mario 64. I was always playing GoldenEye and Conker's Bad Fur Day and shit like that. But yeah, all of those. What are some classic movies that you have seen that have been praised throughout your life to where you watch it, it disappoints you? Let me read that again. What are some classic movies that you have seen that have been praised throughout your life to where you watch it and it disappoints you? Okay. The biggest example for me being the Godfather trilogy. Yeah, that would be up there. The Godfather movies, I haven't watched them since I was a senior in high school. Maybe a sophomore in high school. I had a friend in high school that I had a big falling out with eventually. But at the time of our friendship, he was a big mafia movie guy. And I was kind of telling him all the movies that I had seen because he had never seen Goodfellas and movies like that. And the only ones that he had really seen were the Godfather movies. And so he was pushing me to watch those. And yeah, they're long and slow. They're great movies, but they're movies that, like I said, I've watched them once in a decade, more than a decade. So yeah, that would be up there. Movies like The Exorcist was really overhyped for me. I haven't seen it in a long time, but whenever I did see it, everyone was like, scariest movie ever. You're going to love it. It's the scariest thing ever. And I watched it and I was like, okay. You got to be careful with that. I always try to be careful when I'm praising something, especially if I love it. Like when I talk about Rudderless, I try to be like, no, it's so amazing, but I don't want people to walk into it and expect the greatest thing ever. And even though it's damn good, they're like, oh, so it's hard. It's a hard tightrope to walk, to praise something without ruining somebody's experience by overdoing it. I enjoyed watching Rambo's ending on MK11. The game stayed true to the character from the Rambo franchise. Sorry, the typo earlier. I don't know. I don't play the Mortal Kombat games. It seems weird that they would end the character on a Mortal Kombat game. Route Terror, does my wife redeem herself with her second favorite? Her second favorite is Bride of Chucky, and she does like 3. 3 is my personal favorite. Love the military school setting. Does she redeem herself? I'll give her a point, but she's still like negative 1,000. Any suggestions for a movie lover who wants to start reviewing movies on YouTube, not doing it to be famous or a full-time YouTuber, just love movies and want to share my opinions? If you're just doing it for the fun of it, then just have fun with it. There's not really any suggestions I could give. Pick what you want to do as far as if you want to do scripted reviews, if you want to just do a live stream format, if you want to do, all in one take and just let your thoughts flow, or you want to edit it and chop it apart like I do to keep a certain rhythm to it. Just have fun with it. If you're just doing it for a hobby, there's not really any advice I could give. Just have fun. Good thing about being a small YouTuber, I haven't got any negativity. Oh, your day will come, Jason. Your day will come. CBMF, have you heard that Robert Englund has joined Stranger Things season 4 as a mental patient? Does this make you more excited for the season? Yeah, maybe a little bit. I mean, I'm excited for Stranger Things 4. I thought the first season was phenomenal. I thought the third season was phenomenal. The second one kind of didn't do a whole lot for me. But I think it's the final season, correct? Or are they doing more? Regardless, season 3 ended in a spot where I'm like, okay, I really want to see what happens to these characters next. Throwing Robert Englund in there just adds an extra couple of points to that. So yes, I'm excited for that. That's cool. What are some of your favorite comedies? It's so damn rare to get a great comedy nowadays. Preach. You get like one good one a year now. That's actually a good transition to plug this. So me and Brian Lomax, let me show this here. I'm going to load this while I'm talking. Me and Brian Lomax in December are going to do a bunch of top videos. Being that the year is 2020. What the hell is going on here? Recent places. No, I'm not. The whole fucking. Maybe I'm not going to do it. Shit. Okay, never mind. I was going to let you see something, but it's not cooperating with me, so I'll keep trying. But nonetheless, me and Brian are going to be doing some top lists at the end of the year in December. Being that this year there is absolutely no sense in doing top 10 of the year, bottom 10 of the year, because we've only had like 20 movies, and most of them were VOD. I don't have any interest in doing that. It is going to let me do it. Good. So what I decided to do, and then I proposed it to Brian because I thought Brian might have fun doing it as well, is we're going to do our top 50 comedies, our top 50 action movies, our top 50 horror films, and then end the year with top 100 films of all time. And yeah, so you'll be getting this as well as a few others in December. So I have one more. I could show you the other one too. But yes, I thought that would be more fun since there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be doing it just for tradition. That would bore the living fuck out of me to talk about the best and worst movies of this year, because I'm like, okay, let's just see. Invisible Man was great. Bad Boys for Life was great. Tenet was good, but weird. Bill and Ted was okay. Like it's at that point, I just think it's pointless. There's the other one that I'm working on. So yeah, so you're going to get a big list, top 50s, and then top 100 of all time. I thought that would be fun. So that is our plans for December. I don't have dates for them. We'll probably do one a week in December and then end maybe January 1st. We'll see. But because we're doing the 31 on 31st on New Year's Eve, you'll either get that top 100 of all time just before that or just after that. But I thought that would be fun to do. Conquer is the best Nintendo game of all time. I love Conquer's Bad Fur Day. That's in my top 5 for sure. Top 5 of all time. I beat that game so many damn times. Wisdom, is there a more badass movie death than Carl Weathers in Predator? The gun still shooting on a severed arm was epic. It's definitely up there. All right, I'm going to run through these last ones. I'm going to cut it off at an hour. Holly and them are about to be home. So about 2 or 3 more minutes. Despite being a small-time YouTuber, I have a couple super fans who run channels and directly plagiarize some of my content. Has this ever happened to you by any means? Yes. I have seen channels directly emulate what I do, from the thumbnails to the way that I do my top 10s and my rankings and everything with the bloody number and the poster. And I've seen people rip me off. I have also seen YouTubers that obviously enjoy what I do and start doing things that I do, like cold opens, and they just do it miserably. That I know for a fact that they got with me, or got from me, as well as using green screens to do some things. And I'm like, if you're not going to do green screen right, don't do green screen. I cannot say that now as like a blanket statement to everybody. If you're not going to do green screen right, don't do it, because it looks like shit. But yes. 073, did you ever see Phantom of the Opera starring Robert Englund? No, I did not. I've seen the DVD cover a lot. It's hard to find decent comedies nowadays that doesn't have political agendas shoved into our faces. I mean, it's just hard to find a good comedy nowadays, period. You get a lot of them that are just stupid. They're just dumb fucking comedies, and you're like, this is not funny. You get like one a year that's genuinely good. Like last year, I would say Long Shot was the best one by far. That was like the one comedy of the year where I'm like, okay, I'll remember that one. The Big Sick from a couple years ago was like the one that year. Was like, okay, that one I'll put that one in the collection. But yeah, comedies just suck ass nowadays. Let's see. Did you know Conquer got a release on Xbox One? That is one of the first games that I bought and played for my Xbox One. That little rare replay. I had fun with that. That was a lot of fun to revisit. That was probably the most fun I had on my Xbox One, was playing that game over again. Let's see. I watched a video yesterday that the Deadpool 3 script might revolve around Infinity War and Endgame because at the end of Deadpool 2, he used time travel to correct some mistakes made by Fox. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really want him mixed with the MCU at all, to be honest. He's good enough on his own. He doesn't... It's oil and water. Quit trying to make him mix. So, I don't know. That feels like a rumor, but if it is true, I don't know about that. All right, guys. I think that is it for me. If one more happens to trickle in before I get done talking, I'll answer it. But thank you guys for showing up for this. Pretty decent turnout. So I'll try to do this like once a month, just give an hour and kind of hang out with you guys. So thank you for your support as always. Can't thank you guys enough. Thank you for the cool questions and hanging out for a bit. Definitely subscribe to my Twitch channel if you have not. Cody Leach YT. I'm starting to put a lot of energy into that, so it's going to be a whole other entity. I'm not going to be able to go balls out with production like some channels where they have a whole bunch of shit, but it's simple enough with the PS5 broadcast that I think that I'm just going to stick with that, and hopefully you guys enjoy it if you like video games. So thank you so much. Keep your eyes peeled for that top 10 horror villains, as well as Dexter Season 4. That'll be the next things coming out. Yeah, that'll be about it. So see you guys later.